Okay, so today we're gonna make grass. First, open Blender, of course, and delete the default cube. Speaking of the default cube, I'm making a series. Wow. Watch the trailer. I mean, when you're done with this video. Okay, so basically you first get a plane. You don't need any other objects for the grass because we're gonna use the normal Blender particle system. So in the render settings, you need the particle setting to be on strip, and the shadow settings need to be very low for the grass because otherwise you get weird artifacts. So first get your particle system. Alright, you don't need it so much because we're going to use particle children, and choose interpolated. Okay, and then and change the numbers to a bit less because you don't want so much, you know, unless you have a huge field. Change the clump settings to how you like it, and then you go to the grass shape. So the grass shape, you can choose whatever you want. Here I chose a bit big in the tutorial, but later on I'm going to make it actually smaller, thinner, to fit the reference, and also because it looks more anime-ish. Otherwise it looks very just triangles on a plane, you know. Okay, now onto the shading. It's not that complicated. Basically it's a emission. This is going to be the base color of the grass, and plug any texture into it that you want. I'm going with a noise texture, and I'm going to put a color in front of the nose texture to add the grass, you know, the grass colors, the different grass colors, the dark and the light ones, and Control T for the mapping node. There we go, this is our base colors. So basically you can just make the color to whatever you want, you know, and then you mix it with a multiply mix RGB with a diffuse shader. So the diffuse is going to be plugged into mix RGB through a shader to RGB, and first it looks like this weird 3D weird particle system. But when you add this mysterious node called the normal map, you plug it in, boom, beautiful. See now, the particles are not casting shadow on itself. It's only getting shadows from other objects like this cube. So that is actually just a small thing that made the whole thing look way better. And this is where I decided to make the grass a bit more thinner, because the other version was a bit thick. So with the thinner one, as you can see here, it looks a bit better, a nice more strokey like, rather than 3D, you know. So that is just the basic shader now. You can change the colors, you can change the noise texture, you can change it to something else. It's all up to you, obviously. So now I'm just gonna use this grass and make a small scene, you know, as I normally do. Make it nice and moody, nighttime scene, and there we go. That is the grass shader. It's not exactly like the anime grass, but you know, this tutorial is just for the basics, you know. And before I go, don't forget, watch the trailer. Alright, bye.